I'm MK Lott, and this is Quarantine Campfire. So, I was kind of running out of ideas of what to talk about, and so I decided to do a little TLC around my room, and it's going. Uh, well, let me put it this way: there's a reason why the camera is angled like this, but but it's going. And so I was tossing out all these random papers, and I found this, uh, like right next to my other desk. It is a it's an order ticket from back when I worked in a sushi restaurant. And it's clearly not a souvenir because I don't think I'm at that part of my life where I'm like, you know what, this is a good idea. Like this will definitely um complement the room. And so I was about to throw it out until I turned around until I turned it around. And I realized that the reason why I kept this, and let's see, this was dated August 7th, 2020. So I think this was either my last week there, or I had like 2 or 3 weeks left before I got my job now, which is at the Entrepreneurship Center at SUU. And what I did, and the reason why I kept this, is because I made a list of possible futures for me after I graduated college. And this was kind of during a time when obviously I was in the middle of a job transition. Um, if you're watching this years from now, it's in the middle of a pandemic. And it was just before my last year of college. So there were so many things that were up in the air. And it was one of the very few times in life where I really felt like I felt nervous because I didn't know what to do. Nothing was a guarantee. And I feel like the closer I get to graduating, the more that feels like like the only guarantee is that there are no guarantees. That's the only thing that feels genuine right now. And so I wanted to run these by you guys just to just to see my thought process, because some of them are actually kind of funny. There are only 11 on here, so um, it's not like you're gonna gain 10 years just reading this. But so like I stay at the Entrepreneurship Center as faculty. I start my own marketing agency. I become a full-time life coach. Um, Options 4 and 5 are options 2 and 3, but in Salt Lake City. I continue my education and pursue my master's degree in psychology, which was at the time, like I wasn't considering that at all. Um, I wrote down pursue a career in painting because this was back when I started painting and doing a lot of abstract stuff. Um, Another one was pursue a career on YouTube, which we all know how that's going. Uh, Another option is I moved back to Vegas and I set up shop there. I I wrote pursue homelessness. Doesn't have to be a good option for it to be an option. And then the last one was I do something completely left field. Um, that was the final thing on there. And I think finding that was probably better timing than me writing the list, because I mean, of what I had talked about last week, where I'm just asking as many people as I can about whether or not they were ready to graduate when they did, whether or not they were ready to start their lives when they did, which is kind of a daunting thing. And so, like I said, it was pretty universal across the board what everybody had talked about, which was no, they weren't ready. And they're kind of surprised by the fact that society expects people my age to have everything figured out. But after reading this list, this is something that I realized for myself is all 11 of these and then some, they're always going to be options. No matter what I choose to do, they're always options. Like, let me see here. Like I could run a marketing agency for like 30, 40 years. And then out of the blue go, you know what? No, this isn't for me anymore. I'm just going to go full-time life coaching, or I'm going to move back to Vegas, or, you know, become a professional painter. I could, all those are still options. In fact, I was talking about this with a buddy of mine, um, which is cool. I'll let you guys know on social media once I get the name of the title. But he's publishing a book right now that helps people set their goals, which is a really fun and cool thing to see. But we were talking, and I can't remember if I brought it up or if he did, but the idea was brought up that if I have to live in a shopping cart for 2 or 3 years in order to get to where I want to be, then I'm going to live in a shopping cart, which brings it back to the idea of like pursuing homelessness is always going to be an option. And you see that more when you talk to people about this kind of thing. You start to realize just how liberating your life can be, but you have to make the choice to let it be liberating. So, I'm trying to think of a couple of things that I had found out about from people that I asked about this. Like, I found out that there were more people than I thought who didn't graduate college, and they went on to live incredible lives. They went on to have very successful careers. Um, I think the one person who said yes because they already had a family in college. So it wasn't really like it wasn't like they were in a position to be ambiguous with what they wanted to do. Now they had a goal. They had this idea of like, okay, well now I need to double down and I need to take care of, my kids. But that's the only thing that really motivated them, I think, to have the life that they have now. But I know that that can always change. It's not going to be an easy transition by any means, because she's been in her profession for quite a while now. But that there's always an option, and there's always a choice, which is, it's something that I was raised to believe in. Like my parents wrote me a letter um, before I graduated high school of a list of things that they wanted me to know before I left the nest. Um, but the one thing that always came up, and I had said this before in another episode of, you know, choice is the most powerful thing you have, so you have to use it wisely. I think where a lot of people get stumped, and especially in my age, which to put in perspective, I'm at the age where college is almost done, and I feel like these floodgates are just gonna open wide up. And I think a lot of people get stumped with the idea that they have to choose one thing and commit to that one thing no matter what, or they have to choose something safe, which I thought I should do for a while. And that actually goes back to option number, so what is it? Option number 6 of getting my master's degree in psychology. I thought to be safe, I should just get a master's and become a therapist, because you know because my mom's a therapist, her dad's a therapist, his dad's a therapist, so it goes back a couple of generations. Um, so I know that that's always an option, but am I going to choose it? Probably not. I think the closest I would get to that is life coaching, which is where I am now. But again, that was another choice that came up very impromptu almost, that in a year ago, I didn't want to be a life coach. I had no interest in being a life coach. But I became a life coach because I saw a necessity and I wanted to provide a service. And I saw that that was something that I was good at. And so that's something that I chose to capitalize on. That doesn't mean that you have to pick out of skills or talents that you have. You don't have to do any of that, but it definitely helps. And acting and deciding out of skills and talents helps you realize that there's more paths for you to take. So I think what I'm really getting at here, and this is, just for anyone my age just trying to figure stuff out, um, you never lose your ability to choose. You never lose your options. And sometimes the best thing you got to do is just write them out. Write them out on an order ticket. Write them out on an old homework assignment. Write them out on a napkin. Just get them out. And then you can use your agency to figure out what works best for you. It's what I chose to do. And it's where I've decided to really capitalize on. And so these past couple of weeks have been really, I don't want to say taxing, but they've definitely been, I feel like I've definitely worked for where I am now, because I've tried to figure out these options. I'm trying to get started on YouTube. I've talked with people about starting a marketing consulting firm. I'm still pursuing the life coaching thing. I'm looking at apartments in Salt Lake. I've what else is on here? I'm looking at online degree programs for a master's. I'm still wanting to be a student despite the fact that I am graduating college. These are all still options. It's just what I choose to do with that really dictates whether or not they're going to be worth my time. So I know it's a bit of a ramble, but that's my 2 cents of the week. I figured this was kind of a good little revelation and more of an incentive for me to talk about this. But yeah, for anyone my age, I hope that helps. I hope if you take away anything, it's no matter what, you've always got a choice. And if you don't think you have a choice anymore, that's you choosing not to look at other choices. So, you can always unchoose your choices. They're tough, but you can always do that. You can always find another choice. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I promise this time I'm done. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you going through this journey with me. And so if you are listening to the podcast right now, spread the word. Tell people that you think would really benefit from this. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the bell, press the like button, all that jazz. Leave a comment if this helped. Don't leave a comment if this didn't help. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Stay safe, stay healthy.